Minnesota Vikings. Let's see if I can kind of help you guys out here.
Help us or terrify us?
I'm going to try and help you. I'm going to try and help you attack. I think we'll see what happens with Christian Darrisaw, their left tackle. There's questions of whether he might not play in this football game.
A little concussion situation. That wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if he doesn't play. I think he's been a beast this year.
Let me ask you this before you get into the detail, Brian.
Yeah.
The nitty-gritty. After watching them, do you feel better or worse about the Cowboys' chances?
I think I'm going to end up picking the Vikings to win this game.
Well, gosh dang it.
Well, gosh darn it. Can I raise my hand?
Well, sure. You just did.
I did raise my hand. Will you call upon me, Professor?
The thing that I just feel like that there's things offensively that are going to give the Cowboys a lot of problems defensively, and it's not just running the football. If they find a way, the way that the Vikings throw the football, I think Kirk Cousins he's prone to turn the ball over for you. But the routes and stuff that they run, the combinations, the way they get their guys open, Thielen, Jefferson, they do a really, really good job. Osborne, they do a really good job with the route combinations and then also finding space. And so there's so much crossing routes in that if you're playing man against them and you're chasing all day, or you're playing zone and they're running and they're settling down in the zones, and now they got with Hawkinson playing for them at tight end, he's a factor. I mean, we saw him firsthand against with the Lions.
Had a good game.
Had a really good game.
Seems like he opened stuff up for them as well. Like Jefferson and these dudes are, because now they can stress you in another way with the tight end that they were not able to do for the first part of the season. Like Irv Smith was giving them virtually nothing before he got hurt.
Their biggest weakness, you could say. Yeah.
Now they have a legit
somebody to eat the middle.
Yeah, a legit tight end to allow for Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen to be even more open. So
Jefferson didn't play great against you last year. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing now. I watched him against the Dolphins, against the Commanders, and then this last game against Buffalo. It appears the way that this coach, when you look at with the way that O'Connell is calling this games, we talk about how do you get receivers open? How do you run them open? How do you stress out defenses? It's routes. It's route combination. They've got a talented group.
This was the Rams coordinator last year?
Yeah.
He's off the McVay tree.
Yeah.
So he learned.
I mean, he's a guy that knows how to get Cooper Kupp on linebackers all the time, Justin Fields or Justin Jefferson in advantageous matchups versus guys that can't stay with him.
I think I figured out, though, when they go under center and you're going to get motion, they're running the football. That might be a little trigger to keep an eye on, because what they want to do, it's that McVay thing that we talk about. Get underneath center, run motion, kind of get your eyes going one way.
Like the jet motion, right?
Yeah,
where they're full speed at the snap.
Full speed at the snap.
Kind of trying to get your eyes distracted.
That's what I'm saying. They're very distracting when it comes to the running game. And that's something that I feel like, but I was expecting like Adam Thielen to be like it's always, no, he's part of what they do, but Thielen, Jefferson, Osborne, I mentioned it. I mean, those guys, all those guys get involved with the tight end being involved as well.
How much did you notice the play action?
It's
and
big.
Then
it's big.
Boots with them out of
getting Kirk
Cousins
waggles,
out of the pocket.
Yeah, the boot run. It's the same. It's similar to what you see with the Cowboys. Trying full flow going one way and then bring everything going back the other way. So that's something you have to keep. You guys were right about, because I was thinking about Dalvin Cook and then Alexander Madison. When one wears number 4, the other wears number 2, and there's those single digits, and you're kind of like, there's no difference.
No, they look very similar.
I mean, I'll tell you the thing about that I worry about with Dalvin Cook is the run starts inside and he bounces it. He's really, really good at getting to the corner of the defense.
He's kind of undersized, so you lose him in the middle of the line, and then boom, he can bust it out on you.
The explosiveness that he plays with on the outside, I think, is good.
And they throw him the ball.
Yeah.
Out of the backfield, for sure. Yeah. And Madison he was number 26 or something for many years, and now he's number 2, and it just makes him look so much more physically intimidating. He looks huge.
But he's a good downhill runner.
He is. It's a heck of a backfield they have.
That's what their team does. But you're absolutely right, though. The way that these two backs come at you, I think it's a little bit different. I think there's more explosiveness from these guys. When I mean, like it looks like things are closed down, and then all of a sudden they're to the outside. They're like they see and they're like, okay, I'm out of here. I'm about to be tackled and all that. So I think it's going to be a challenge. Now defensively though, I look at this defense and I'm going to say this. I think you could attack Patrick Peterson in this game and get away with it. I really do. I think that I think there's ways now to, and there used to be where he was one of the better, travel with, shut down kind of corners in the league. I think he's lost a little bit there. And I mean, lost a little bit with the fact that when you watch people run routes on him, you can spin him. You can get him out of position. So if I'm the Cowboys, I'm kind of looking at their, I know they got a rookie Evans like starting on the other side, but Patrick Peterson is a guy. Don't be afraid of that. To me, that's the name. It's just the name right now. He had a couple interceptions a game, but he's one of those guys that drops off in coverage. We talked about Alexander last week, that kind of guy that drops off. But man, he's a guy that I saw people go at, and I don't think that's going to be a problem.
He made a big play last week, but those are more and more rare.
The games I watched, especially the Dolphins game, they did a great job, and the Dolphins have got really good receivers. It's not Waddle and Hill and those guys, but they were able to spin him around and get him off balance and things like that. I kind of like the opportunity to maybe go at him. They've got two legitimate pass rushers, by the way. Danielle Hunter is a legitimate pass rusher, and then Zadarius Smith is actually. And what they do is they stand them up. So you're going to get two down linemen. And then these two rushers just stand up. And what happens is they both have a really good feel for how to rush up the field, dip the shoulder, and then get flat real quick. So that's going to be a problem right there. I think their best linebacker is Eric Kendricks. You see him around the ball quite a bit. Harrison Smith as a tight end, I think there's a little bit of slipping going on right there with him as a player. So
you think the tight ends could play well against him?
I think the tight ends might be able to get something going against Harrison Smith again. I just don't see him and Patrick Peterson, veteran type guys, kind of feel like that might be the best path to victory if you're interested in throwing the football. But they're a little bit banged up. Dalvin Tomlinson's banged up a little bit right now. But these rushers, when I talk about like Hunter and Smith, I think those are the things you kind of have to have some concern on up front.
Smith leads the league in pressures, and the guy who is second has 10 less pressures than Smith does.
Jeez.
Wow.
He's been the real deal.
Tear him
Bryan,
up.
good eye, bad eye. I'm putting in the call. This is the week we get the Turpentine score. Fast track, and I think that they're a little susceptible on the returns.
Yeah, the kickoff return stuff was not very good for them the other day. But I was worried about that, thinking it because the cold weather game, the ball didn't get all the way to the end zone. But we'll see about that. It's a good call, though.